Welcome to Ag Matters, covering positive agriculture stories from across Alaska on Big Cabbage Radio.
Hello, everybody. You're listening to Ag Matters. I'm your host, Ken Hoffman. I'm a farmer out here in Palmer. I grow a variety of vegetables and microgreens year-round, and the business's name is Matsu Microgreens. I'm also the director of the Alaska Farm Bureau, which is an organization of farmers and food producers. We all get together and network and have a good time. So if you're interested in joining us, we have a website at alaskafb.org. All right, so today in the studio, I'm not just talking into the air on the phone. We've got two gentlemen in here, Nick and Bo. The topic is today for the show is Alaska Farm Supplies. So thank you, Bo, for coming in. It's a lot of fun. Nick, tell me a little about yourself and why you're here.
I'm Nick Thatcher. I've been with Alaska Farm Supplies since the beginning when we opened in 2018. I was a sophomore in high school, I believe, and Todd was still active duty in the Coast Guard. And so he was living in Valdez, and I was basically running the show back home after school every day. Mm-hmm. I'm part owner now, general manager there.
Exciting stuff. So you've been there for 8 years?
8 years, yep.
Okay, and you're general manager.
Yes.
That's pretty exciting.
Yeah.
Pretty exciting. All right, well, we invited Todd to come out and talk about Alaska Farm Supply, but he really wanted to give you guys the platform. And so, Nick, tell us what's happening at Alaska Farm Supply. So today we're recording on the 28th of April, and there's a lot of work being done at the lot near Alaska Farm Supply. So what's happening over there?
So right now we're working on building on a 6.5 acre property that we bought this last fall. We're rapidly running out of room at our 1 acre property where the store is right now. Mm-hmm. So we're going to be building a huge warehouse so we can bring in a lot more feed, a lot more different types of products to help with farming and agriculture up here. Mm-hmm. And also to make more parking in our little tiny lot that we have.
Yeah.
We're not planning to move the store anywhere. It's just going to stay right there for now. Mm-hmm. And we'll just use the new lot as storage.
As a storage area. Mm-hmm. Okay. So what are some products that you guys have not been able to carry due to restrictions of like lot size? What are some new things that you guys are hoping to bring in?
Eventually, we're hoping we can bring in equipment like trailers, tractors, mowers, so possibly have a greenhouse. These are all things we've circled, but we've just never had the space for previously. We really want to get into beekeeping supplies. That's a huge thing. There's just so many things that we could get into. It's crazy.
So that 6 acre lot, it's just going to be like storage for materials, or are you guys going to build like a building over there, like a big manufacturing building or anything like that?
Yeah, so we're going to be building a 12,000 square foot warehouse. It should be done by September, and that'll just be all storage, and then it may have a classroom in there where we can host 4-H and other groups.
Like a convention room. Okay. Yeah. That's exciting.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, Bo, what do you do? So what is your relationship with Alaska Farm Supply?
Well, I'm a hobby farm kid. Mm-hmm. And so out of frustration in recent time frames, I was looking for feed when there was no feed. And so I just happened to swing by on the 19th hour into Farm Supply. And that's where I found out who they were and what they are. And I started buying feed there pretty regularly. And me being the person that I am, they rapidly attached themselves to me because I'm a fixer. Mm-hmm. I'm actually an industrial pipe fitter and commercial plumber.
Okay.
And I'm just an Alaska kid. And I have bees, an orchard. I run bee chickens usually and laying hens and any manner of things around where I'm at. And I've just fit into their group over there pretty rapidly.
Yeah, so you're the perfect customer. You're like their dream customer.
I don't want to say that.
Okay, well, tell me about your hobby farm.
I just have a simple house here, and I just being things that I could eat from my own yard and feeding my family and my friends. And so I don't really fit into the modern world, so I just work on my own things.
How did you get into hobby farming? Did you like grow up on a farm or a hobby farm? What's your story?
My great-grandparents moved here in 1947. Rapidly, they homesteaded Cashwitna, and they had, I think, 160 acres. and it bisected the highway. This was pre-Parks Highway. And recently, my brother and I found out that the original property that they had was staked in 1916, and my great-grandparents found it in the woods over several months of hiking, and the highway had stopped in Big Lake, so it was train access only then, and it's just been in my blood ever since. It's storied through our generations of family, and I can't get away from it.
Yeah.
It's just there all the time, and it's just really easy for me to do the farm chores.
Yeah.
I'll grow everything. I'm not the marketer. So I get pressured by Alaska Farm Supply to do more and more and more. And I also have a pretty substantial amount of bee stuff.
Okay.
And I've been keeping bees, I think, like 15 years.
Wow.
I dabble in quite a bit.
Mm-hmm. How many hives do you do?
Well, I usually, just at my house, I usually run 4 to 6 hives.
Okay.
Any more than that, and it's kind of heavy weight on the flora and fauna in our area.
Yeah.
It gets a little
True.
bit heavy.
So is your current homestead up past like Houston up
No,
there?
I live right off Schrock.
Oh,
I
nice.
just have a place back by the river, so
Okay. How many acres?
I just have one.
Okay, but you're doing a lot.
But that's my starter house,
Yeah.
right? And so I just been there the whole time.
Yeah, why not? Oh,
So I
man,
just make
you're doing
that.
all that on 1 acre.
Well, they're doing all that on 1 acre.
It's
right?
true.
You can do a lot on 1 acre.
I know I listen to a lot of dream homesteaders looking for land and land access, and I think in their minds they imagine that they need like 40 acres, 10 acres to have a cow or a dairy cow, but you don't.
No. In fact, the more you have, the more you have responsibility too, and it will become daunting and overwhelming. You can manage a 1 acre parcel with a simple cow and a couple pigs and some chickens rapidly easy if your neighbors will accept that because, neighbors. And it's really easy to manage. Because mostly what you're doing is timber and grass, right? You have grass, a lawn. Why not make that into a garden?
That's right.
And so that's the Alaskan dream.
Yeah, yeah. So, Nick, would you say that most of your customers at Alaska Farm Supply are probably more in the hobby homesteader era, or do you think that a lot of your customers are commercial farmers and growers here in the Mat-Su?
I would definitely say a majority are hobby farmers. It's kind of hard to commercial farm up here because of the availability of feed and other products.
All inputs, yes.
Yeah, definitely mostly hobby farmers.
Okay.
We have a few commercial farmers that do corn and soy free eggs and bread and other things like that. Lots of different dairies, small dairies.
All right. Do you homestead as well at your house?
I don't. I had chickens when I was in 3rd grade for a few years, and then we just got out of them, and I just haven't gotten back into them. I definitely want to get chickens soon, and eventually horses, and have a cow.
Yep. Add it to the list. Lots of things to do.
Yes, for sure.
Well, what are some things that people listening that know nothing about Alaska Farm Supply, but they have some chickens and they have some goats and they've been going to other feed stores? What's something special about Alaska Farm Supply?
Well, Alaska Farm Supply has a very high quality feed that is one of the lowest prices in the state. A lot of people see a lot of higher egg production with that feed. We also have a dairy feed that helps produce a lot more milk in cows. A lot of people notice it's just more rich, creamy milk. Yeah, we carry a lot of medical supplies, a lot of fun little toys and things to dress up your chickens and cows and all sorts of animals.
Well, cool. So tell me more about the new products that you guys are really looking into. Like, what is, after you guys built the warehouse in September, what's maybe number one on the list of some things that you're going to bring in that people are really been requesting, but you guys have just have to say, wait?
Probably number one on the list is going to be bee supplies.
Really?
Lots of people, lots of interest. Last year we started to have it, but this year has been a lot of interest. So I don't know if people are just moving into bees or...
Beekeeping is very popular.
Yeah.
Very, very popular.
And then also gardening supplies is something I would really like to move into. I myself garden at home, and so finding some of these garden supplies can be a little tricky around here.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm a vegetable farmer by trade, and so I look forward to when you guys start having horticultural supplies and things like that, and maybe some greenhouse equipment. That would be nice. People call me all the time saying, "Where do you buy your greenhouse?" I'm like,
Yeah, for sure.
there's no real-
Anything's possible.
Yeah, especially with 6 acres. You guys can be 6 times bigger.
Yeah.
Well, cool. All right, Bo, tell me a little bit more about your hobby farm. What are some tips for somebody who wants to start with maybe chickens? You have chickens, yeah?
Yeah.
What are somebody walks up to you and it's like, you have chickens, I want to have chickens. What's step one? What should I do?
You want to build your infrastructure. It's the simplest terms. You just need to start somewhere and housing your animals, right? You can't do anything unless you have dry storage and dry housing for animals. You can't.
Mm-hmm.
Currently, it's slushing outside. What are you going to do? You got to have a place to keep everything dry.
Yep.
And animals don't live in the rain
Yeah.
in your yard. They
Yeah.
have to be dry.
That's good advice. What about, let's say, breed of chicken? What's your favorite?
But I just have a mix of random chickens that people leave at my house or that I've acquired, and as they age out, I have leftover varieties. But I usually just kind of roll the dice on whatever. I try different things every year because I'm not really in the market to just have one thing. You have a variety of different things.
Yep.
Right? And that's the spice of life.
Yeah.
So I don't really buy just one.
Yeah.
And like this year, I ordered chicks on my own.
Mm-hmm.
And then I had a few die, so I gambled and I ordered more
Mm-hmm.
because I'm a maniac. And they just snowballs,
Yeah.
really. And it just happens that way.
Yeah.
When you're set up with the infrastructure that you already have and it's usable, you could do anything.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
world really is open to that.
Okay.
And it really doesn't need to be any huge coop or
No.
any huge chicken run.
Mm-hmm.
It can just be like a small rabbit hutch outside that
Yeah.
2 chickens could go into.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A 4x4 box with a roof
Yep.
Yep.
and a little fence. Like, it doesn't have to be complicated
Yep. Yep.
as long as they're able to be dry.
So for a dream homesteader, and they want to do animals, would you say that chickens are probably like the easiest one or the gateway to livestock? And would you say meat chickens or egg laying chickens?
Egg laying chickens.
Okay.
Meat chickens are really a thing where you have to understand what you're getting into.
Yeah, and butchering.
And butchering and processing those.
Yeah.
Because they're kind of yucky and they make a huge mess and they grow faster than you can keep up with.
Yeah. No, eggs
So-
are very satisfying.
And they're versatile
Yeah.
in our lifestyle. So we all need eggs
Mm-hmm.
for everything. And that's just a slippery slope of farming.
Yeah, you get
Yeah.
into it. Yep. All right, so Nick, I'm going to ask some questions, and you may not know necessarily the answer to these ones because I've seen some interesting updates. Alaska Farm Supply, very exciting things on Facebook. I follow you guys on Facebook. Everybody should follow on Facebook. And I saw something recently that a buddy of mine, Dylan Blankenship, is teaming up with you guys in some way. Are you able to talk about a few of the details of what exactly that means or how you guys are teaming up?
Yeah, so Dylan over at Blankenship Farms is going to start carrying some of our compressed hay and our big hay sleeves. We haven't carried the hay sleeves in a couple years now, but I think Dylan's going to bring them back. He just wants to be able to offer other choices of hay to his clientele and just be able to bring more hay into the state. I think there's not enough hay that can be produced in the state for the amount of animals that we have up here, especially with the amount of people that are moving into hobby farms. So even some of the local growers are being pushed into carrying outside hay just because they can't even produce enough for all their clients to make it through.
Okay, that makes sense. I was I was curious if it was you guys were selling his hay or if he was going to help you guys do the delivery of your guys' hay. And that's what it sounds like. He's helping with the logistics of that.
And we're hoping at some point we can carry some Alaskan grown hay.
Okay.
It's just not something we have room for right now. But we have 6 acres, so
yeah,
we should be able to
possible.
expand some.
Perfect. Regarding your guys' hay, I know you guys have teamed up with Eckenberg for a while. Mm-hmm. Is that still the case? Because I heard that maybe they're changing ownership. Who's your guys' main hay supplier?
Yeah, so Eckenberg Farms is a third-generation farming family. The owners currently are 2 older gentlemen, and their kids just don't want to continue on with the family farm, so they decided that it's time for them to retire. They're not fully retiring. They're going to continue to farm. They just won't have a large export operation.
Okay.
We're now teaming up with Wardrue, which is close friends of the Eckenberg family. They're also a family-owned company. We're going to be bringing in the same high-quality hay as we've had from Eckenberg Farms.
Excellent. Yeah. And are they in Washington?
Yep, they're in Ellensburg, Washington, so they're about 20 minutes away from Eckenberg.
Wow.
They bring all the same hay in from the same Columbia Basin down there.
Yep. Okay, good. Well, is there anything else you guys want to talk about? Alaska Farm Supply, hobby farming in Alaska? Yeah, you guys.
That's everything.
That's everything. You guys did it perfectly. Thank you so much for coming in and
thank you, Ken.
Yeah, talking and give my regards to Todd.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, and thank you everybody for listening to Ag Matters. Bye-bye.
You've been listening to Ag Matters, covering positive agriculture stories from across Alaska. Ag Matters is a production of Radio Free Palmer, recorded at our studios in Palmer, Alaska. For more information about this program, email manager@radiofreepalmer.org.